the link to your friends and family. We'll be starting this interactive session with Ma'am Arouba Kabir in just a bit. Friends and family. We just have 20 people here. I'm waiting for a few more to join in. All right, guys. Sujal, can we pin a link over the chat if possible? Or I'm not able to see any chat right now. Guys, aren't you excited for the event? I'm waiting for your chats all over here. Those who are excited for events for this particular event can surely give me a thumbs up in the live chat section. I'm not able to see any chat right now. We just have 20 people here. I'm waiting for a few more to join in. All right, guys. Sudhir, can we pin a link over the chat if possible? Just four thumbs up I got from Srishti, Rashi, Afriti, and Nusrat. We have 26 people here. Aren't we excited for this event? Come on, guys. And those who can turn on a camera on this meet can surely do the same. Nusrat says that she's excited. I'm waiting for much more excitement, guys. We'll be starting in just 5 minutes. Our teacher coordinator will be joining us in a bit. Then, obviously, the speaker for the evening, Ma'am Arouba Kabir, will be joining us. So, come on, show some excitement over the chat. So we can like I'm waiting for your chats all the way. I hope the link has been forwarded to the teacher coordinator if I'm not wrong. Arushi, you can give me a thumbs up. Right, so there's finally some excitement on the YouTube live. Great, guys, great. Really glad to see you. The teacher coordinator will be joining us in a bit, maybe in just 2 to 5 minutes. Then we'll begin with this session, with this super amazing and insightful session. And you guys can surely start sharing this particular link to your friends, relatives, and colleagues in just 2 or 3 more minutes by the time the teacher coordinators arrive. All right, Akriti seems so much excited. A good shout out to you, Akriti. I have this YouTube live open here also, so I can see who all are commenting. Great guys. Yeah. So just 5 more minutes, as I said, just 5 more minutes of wait, and then we'll be beginning the session. As I marked 4:45, you can start sending the link to your colleagues, your friends on your Instagram stories, maybe on your WhatsApp stories, and I promise you this will be a super amazing session as I marked. We all know mental health is a talk of town these days. We all are suffering from some minor or major issues these days. So yeah, really excited for this super amazing session. If you are excited, just keep on dropping the emojis or that excited or that woo in the comment section. Here you go. Come on, don't stop, guys. Right, great. Sejal says woohoo. Great, guys. Really excited to see you all excited. And yes, ma'am is finally here. A very good evening, ma'am.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, one and all. Actually, we are just 14 to 15 people here, and we have connected this live to YouTube Live. So we have in total 50 to 60 people already joined in. 40 are from YouTube Live, and we 14 are here. So yeah. All right. So without any further ado, you just marking to the YouTube audience, you can start floating the text and floating the particular link to your loved ones, to your friends and family, so that they can really get the insights from this particular session. All right, ma'am. We will be just beginning in just 1 more minute. I am waiting for the speaker. I have just shared the link to her, and I hope she'll be here in just 2 or 3 minutes. Then we'll surely begin. Right. So we have much more people joining in on the YouTube live. And as I said, that speaker ma'am will be joining us in a bit. She is, I guess, facing some issues with her network. And yeah, just 2 or 3 minutes, then we'll surely begin, ma'am. Right. So I guess it's 4:45 already. So we can begin with our super insightful session for today. I hope the speaker ma'am will be joining us in a bit. I'm assuming that she's facing some network issues right now. So yeah, first of all, welcome you all for this amazing super insightful session. As I'm marking again and again, we know that mental health is the talk of town these days, and we all are facing some major issues. major or minor issues. So yeah, I hope this session will clear all your queries, all your doubts, and some of your instinctive questions in a bit. Right. So good evening, everyone. As I marked, CDF, the Alsing College is really delighted to have you all with us for the first session of Hope and Cope under the project Koshishe. And as we all know that teachers have been playing a major role in our lives at every stage, from teaching us to becoming our inspirations, our role models. And I would like to welcome one such remarkable teacher which is present among us right now, Dr. Rita Nagpal. She's an MCOM, MPhil, and PhD, and alumni of Delhi School of Economics, University of Delhi. She has an amazing work experience of 2 years in Institute of CS and has also received research fellowships from UCC. With more than 2 decades of experience in teaching, she has also played a super amazing and significant role in serving the society by actively working in several different NGOs. Without any doubt, she's the backbone of our society, and we are glad to have you here, ma'am. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being here. Over to you.
Thank you, Brigu. Good evening, everyone. How are you all? Well, life is tough these days, but so are we. I'm sure everyone here is safe and healthy and coping well with the current health challenge COVID 19. I'm happy to be a part of this webinar on mental health, a much needed topic for discussion in current scenario. This pandemic has not only impacted the physical health and economic well being of people, but also adversely impacted the mental health of masses. Our mental health is very critical for a healthy, peaceful, and wholesome life. So it should be widely discussed and understood because we can't control our future, and that is where the anxiety, fear, and stress resulting in depression, OCD, etc. comes from. But the good news is we can manage all these issues. We can very well manage all these issues after knowing about them well in time and taking corrective actions. That is why such series are very important. I am very much happy to say that CDF DSC chapter has taken up this vital issue and organized a series of webinars to spread awareness and clarify various doubts of people on mental health. In the end, I wish you all a very robust health. Stay fit, stay healthy, serve the society, and take care of your mental fitness as well. My best wishes for the success of the series. All the best to all of you. Over to you, Brigu.
Thanks a lot for an amazing start to the event, ma'am. As I marked, I am just waiting for the speaker to join in. She's actually facing some issues with the network. Just 2 more minutes, and then we'll surely begin the session. Till then, I can surely see some excitement in the live chat over the YouTube. Those who are excited can surely give a shout out in the chat box. We'll be just beginning in 2 more minutes. As I said, the speaker will be joining us in maximum of 5 minutes, and we'll start hopefully at sharp 4:45 or till 5. So yeah, unfortunately, principal sir is not present here due to some circumstances. Else we have surely we have heard from his side as well. Yeah. So I guess there is Sanya from my team. Sanya, you can just give a call to the speaker if possible in 1 or 2 minutes and get an update from her. Right, guys. So we have already reached 96 people over the YouTube channel, and we are 15 here. So yeah, 100 we are here, and we are hoping for much more students, much more individuals to join in and take the nectar from this particular session on mental health. The session will be more or less rotating around the bipolar disorder stuff we are facing and the mental peace. We guys, the conflict of mental peace we guys come through these days. So yeah, as I marked, really welcome each one of you, and I am assuming that yeah, those who have joined till now, thanks a lot for joining in, guys. And I assure you that this will be a super amazing and super insightful session as I'm marking and again. And I can surely see some excitement over the YouTube chat, live chat. So yeah, kudos to you all. And yes, you all are excited. I can see. Um, Sejal, sorry, Sanya, if you're here, you can just give me a thumbs up and have a word with the speaker, ma'am. She said that she'll joining in a bit. I guess she's facing some issues with the network right now.
हुआ नहीं अपने को खेल लो ना
Yeah, she'll be joining in a bit.
All right. So this is a particular series we have started that is Hope and Cope, and we will be,
हैं
digging into some
चलो
serious
हो
as
गया
well
अभी
as
हो गया
some, ongoing the talk of town topics like mental health,
हैं
mental peace we are taking up today. There will be a series of webinars. There will be a series of events from, which you will surely
अरे
get some
कोई देख
insightful
अभी कोई नहीं शांत हो जाओ
takeaways, takeaways, and yes, so this is a series that is under the project Koshishe. This is one of the project. And Sujal, if you are listening to me, you can just pin the donation link as well over the live chat. We have
या
started a fundraising event, guys, and I hope you can play a big role or a big part in that as well. So Sujal from my team, if you
3
can just
मिनट
pin the particular donation link there, it would be great. And we are expecting you guys to donate, as I say, even 20 rupees, 200 rupees, 2000 rupees matter, and all that fund which will be raised will be directly going to NGO who is uh, working on food donation drives, and we have collaborated with an NGO, so you guys can surely donate there. Yeah, sorry for the delay, guys. We are just, as I marked that the speaker is facing some issues, I feel, and someone from my team just had a word with her. She will be joining us in maximum of 2 minutes. So, as marked earlier, we will be on time. We'll be starting on time. By then, I guess the team has arranged a video regarding some stuff. If you're good to go, we can just start or we can just present that as well. Um, Sejal, if you're onto it, you can surely go ahead till the time ma'am Arouba join us. Great. I can surely see some excitement over the live chat there. We have 100 people, we have 100 students, we have 100 individuals who have joined us in that particular chat. Yeah. You guys can even start dropping your questions in the live chat. I am noting them all. We have surely taken some questions from your side on that registration form, but yeah, if we have missed some or you have
My
missed
doctor
something,
said I should look into psychotherapy to help me with my difficulty
go ahead, go ahead.
dealing with stress. I'm not sure exactly what psychotherapy is. Sounds a bit intense.
I am so confused. I know I need help, but should I be looking for a psychologist or a psychiatrist?
I just wanted to understand what I was feeling. My emotions were up and down, and I knew something was off, but I didn't know who to talk to or what to say. Even though mental health is just as important as physical health, it is confusing and hard to talk about our mental health the way we might talk about our physical health. In my case, when I started experiencing symptoms of mental illness, I didn't know much about mental health, and I thought there was little I could do. Gradually, I began to talk with my family more openly about my symptoms. We realized I needed to reach out to a doctor, and we found a psychiatrist in my community. I spoke with him about my symptoms, and with time, I received a specific diagnosis. With encouragement and support from my family and friends, I started a treatment plan my psychiatrist developed and learned that hope and managing my mental health is possible. Learning more about mental health may help you talk more openly about your emotions and thoughts and help you get the care you or a friend or family member needs. You can start by understanding some basic words that we'll share with you in this video. To help with that, I've invited my psychiatrist, Dr. Chapman, to talk with us about 5 mental health words everyone should know. We will review the following definitions today: symptoms, diagnosis, psychiatrist, psychologist, and psychotherapy. Hi, Dr. Chapman. Thank you for giving me a few minutes of your day to answer some questions about mental health.
Sure thing. Mental or physical symptoms are experienced by an individual, and when they share this information, it gives us clues that they may have an illness. For example, feeling sad every now and then is typical, but what if you were sad almost all day, every day, for more than 2 weeks, and you didn't know why? Another possible example of a mental illness symptom would be a hallucination, which is when someone sees or hears things that aren't there.
You said symptoms can give us clues that point to a mental illness. How do you know which one?
That's where the term diagnosis comes into play. A diagnosis helps to identify which mental illness is likely causing a person's symptoms. There are many kinds of mental illness diagnoses. A mental health professional can look at a pattern of symptoms and identify the appropriate diagnosis. They may ask you to fill out a questionnaire to help describe your symptoms. A doctor may also run tests to rule out medical causes for some symptoms, like checking thyroid function. Unlike some other medical illnesses, there are no lab tests to determine if a person has a mental illness. Mental health professionals may use a manual called the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, or DSM, to identify if a pattern of symptoms meets the criteria for a mental illness. Sometimes it takes a while for a mental health professional to determine a proper diagnosis by learning more about a person's symptoms over a period of time, and that's okay. Since having the right diagnosis helps identify potential treatment options, it's important to be patient while a mental health professional determines a proper diagnosis.
You mentioned mental health professionals. Are there different kinds? Also, could you tell us the difference between a psychiatrist and a psychologist? They sound like the same thing.
Yes, there are several different kinds of mental health professionals who help people with mental illness. Let's start with your question about the difference between a psychiatrist and a psychologist. They do sound the same, but there are some differences that people should be aware of. A psychiatrist, like me, is a doctor who went to medical school to earn a medical degree. We have specialized training in diagnosing and treating mental illness. We can prescribe medications to treat mental illness, and we are also trained to provide psychotherapy and other interventions. A psychologist also provides many services such as mental health testing, psychotherapy, or counseling, and has extensive training in these services. Psychologists have an advanced degree in psychology and many times work in partnership with a psychiatrist. In some states, psychologists with additional training can also prescribe mental health medications.
What are other kinds of mental health professionals?
Nurse practitioners, or NPs, and physician assistants, or PAs, may also assess, diagnose, prescribe medications, and treat individuals with mental illnesses. Therapists and counselors are mental health professionals with advanced degrees who are licensed by a state to provide therapy. You might hear people use the words licensed therapists, counselors, and clinical social workers to mean the same thing. The difference is usually in the specialization. Some of these mental health professionals have a graduate degree, while others may have focused their education on marriage and family or other issues. Requirements and responsibilities can vary by state. The important thing is that mental health professionals follow state and federal regulations to act in the best interest of people that seek their services.
You mentioned psychotherapy. What is that?
Psychotherapy, sometimes called talk therapy, is a way that mental health professionals work with men and women to help them learn to cope with and manage the symptoms of their mental illness. Mental health professionals.
All right, so we have here the speaker for today's evening. Sejal, you can start continuing the screen where we left. Right. I hope I am well audible and visible to everyone out there in the chat and over here on Meet as well. Right. Next one, Sejal. Great. So here we have Dr. Arouba Kabir. We have she's an MA in psychology, founder of Enso Wellness, and a mental health therapist, counselor. She has specialized in areas of trauma, abuse, identity, depression, anxiety, and other severe mental health issues. She's an active contributor in the field of mental health since past 1 decade. Welcome, ma'am. We are really thrilled to have you here. Let's get started.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. But can we just take this DR off because psychologists really have to do PhD to get called as doctors. As a
Right. We'll
case
surely,
study advocate, yeah.
yeah, we'll surely take care of it for the next time.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Right. So here we have just 15 people, and we have shared or we have gone live on YouTube. We have already more than 100 people joined in there. So we are really hoping for insightful session. Without any further ado, let's begin if you are all set.
All set, please.
All right. So starting on, we sometimes even we don't get to know, are we facing any mental health issue, or what is mental peace? What is the definition of mental peace? So is there or are there any particular symptoms of it one can check through?
I guess I would say that it's not like I had a live before this, and this is what I was talking there as well. That if we have a physical illness, if we have something in our body, we can go for particular checkups, particular tests that this, and this might be there. But as there are symptoms in a physical illness, even in our emotional instability, emotional challenges, there are symptoms. So one can go like, if we have to say physically, if we are going through something, it can be, am I having frequently acidity issues? Do I have a lot of acne or pimples on my face or on my body? Am I having continuously problem with my digestion or constipations or loose motions? Am I having continuously headaches, on and off headaches? How is my appetite? Am I overeating or undereating? And how is my sleep? Am I sleeping a lot or I'm not sleeping at all? So these could be few physical symptoms if somebody is going through a difficult time, one can look into. And now if any of these symptoms is happening, once a week, twice a week, so that's fine. But if it is happening continuously for a week, for 10 to 3 days, then we need to figure out that what is the reason. Then if we have to go for mental symptoms, that would be, am I withdrawing socially from people? Am I continuously on a lookout that how do I talk, how do I work, how do I walk, how do I look, what people must be thinking about me? Am I having confidence issues, not being able to express myself, not being able to be myself? And again, am I having overthinking, and because of overthinking I'm not sleeping a lot? So if we see any such symptoms in us, it's time to see a therapist.
Great. All right. So as the symptoms you talked about or the condition you talked about, is there any particular kind of routine or food habits or any other kind of habits one needs to change or follow if he's in same condition?
See, first and foremost, always the thing with the mental health should be, you should not treat symptoms. You should find the root cause. If I am overeating, what is the reason behind I'm overeating? Oh my God, I have lots of stress of my exam and I eat a lot. So that means whenever I get stressed, I eat. So what can I do now if I don't want to eat in stress? Okay, I like to munch, so maybe I can keep dry fruits, something healthier, something lighter. Or I can tell myself that once I finish this topic, once I finish this exam, then I will eat something like a cake or whatever is treat for me. So we can do certain things like that, but it's important to figure out the root cause. Where is the root coming? And then you can maybe, de-stressing can be done through meditation, through breathing activities, grounding techniques, music, dance, whatever works for a person.
Right. So as you talked about, studies and that particular part of each student life, even my life. So we already know that we are going through a tough phase in our personal lives as well as talking about globally. So how do deal with that in this particular situation? I had received lots of queries on that on our registration link, so I thought that why not begin with that?
Okay. An important thing to understand is we are like a car, a taxi, a car. Okay. Now, this car needs servicing on time. It needs to put the battery off on time. It needs refueling on time. If you are not taking care of it, it will not go for longer distances. Same way, studying, it's just a destination, one part of it, right? Then a job, then our family, then a friendship, then traveling. So many things are awaiting. But how would I have energy if I do not refuel myself? Now, refueling comes from self care. In our culture, we are not taught to pay attention to extracurricular activities. Or, I was doing a webinar a few days back for a college, and they said that, ma'am, if I watch a movie during my examination period, or if I watch something, I start feeling guilty that I'm wasting time, I'm not studying, I'm expected to study. That is a conditioning. That is a conditioning because our parents have told us studying is the most important thing. But studying will be important thing when you are in that mindset. So you have to get that mindset. Make sure few things you do on everyday basis without fail. You have exams, you don't have exams, you are stressed, you are not stressed, you have fight with a girlfriend, boyfriend, you don't have it, but do it. Number one, physical exercise. Move your body physically. When you do physical exercise, feel good hormones, endorphins are released in your body. And when those hormones are released, you have a lot of clarity in your mind, you have fresh oxygen in your body, blood circulation. Second, with exercise, you get good body posture. So when you have good body posture, already the confidence goes up. You start feeling good about yourself.
Right.
Then, second, I would say meditate, learn meditation. Meditation will help you control the stress levels. It will always keep you calm. It's not that you won't go up, you will definitely go up sometimes, but it will bring you back in lesser amount of time. And then exercise and meditation will automatically help you sleep good. If you do these three things, I guess half of the stress will be gone away and you will be in a better position to study.
Right. Great answer for sure. Bipolar disorder. We were just talking about that before this you came. I know it's a huge term, or it can be taken as widely, but most of the people or most of the students don't even know that particular term as effectively. But we might face that particular issue, or we some of us are already facing that issue. So, what's your take on that, or what are your opinion on that? How can we deal with it?
Well, bipolar disorder is not very common, and bipolar disorder does not happen overnight. Bipolar disorder is like it's like two disorders in one person. One is called depression and one is called mania. So there is a stage where the person is really depressed, low energy, feeling like giving up on everything, and then it becomes fine, and then become extremely aggressive, violent. So that is why I said it's a clinically diagnosed term. So I'm not a clinical psychologist. I know about it, but I don't want to give a lot of information. People start self-diagnosing, and which is not a good thing. So all I would say is that if you are diagnosed clinically from a psychiatrist and a clinical psychologist with a bipolar disorder, you should be, until and unless your doctor and therapist does not ask you, you should be on therapy. I have good many cases of bipolar disorder with me. They are taking regular therapies, the life is normal. But if you are giving up on your therapy and medication, if you have been asked to, then things might not be all right. But I would like to talk about the emotional challenges we feel every day in our life, and that leads to depression or then mania. Okay, so depression, mania, or any kind of mental health issue, it does not happen overnight. It is you are suppressing your emotions for a long time. For example, I said something, you did not agree with me, you got angry about it, it hurt you in some manner, but you did not let me know. Next time Arushi told you something and you did not respond back, and you again suppressed it. Then Himanshu told you something and you did not respond. So like this, you have been suppressing your emotions for a long time, and a time comes you burst, or you feel that, oh, I told them calmly, they did not listen to me, so let me become violent, let me shout, let me push. So it doesn't, that's what I said, it does not happen overnight. If you are upset, you know, you fail a paper and you're being upset about it, it's not depression, you're upset, you're sad, and that's how it should be. But yes, if you have failed and you have held on to it for a long time because you connected your self-worth with that paper, that I am not good enough now, I did not do well, I am like, you start giving up, I can't do anything, I'm a failure, and then that turns into depression. So yeah.
As you mark that the process of depression is long, and major step or major element in it is self-doubt, if I'm not wrong. So how to conquer that particular part of self-doubt or self-criticism? I feel that these two terms are more or less related and not related as well. So how can one conquer both of these?
I guess any kind of mental health challenge stems from self-doubt, losing confidence. You do not trust yourself enough in an area of life, and get moved. The most important thing is, like, ask yourself, what do you doubt in yourself? What is it? So I had a client and she said, I always doubted that did I make the right decisions in life. I was like, and what were those decisions? And she said, career choices. So I always doubted myself. And I was like, okay, and what made you doubt that? She said, because I once thought, like, I should take biology as majors in my 11th grade, but I took it, I failed it. And then my father decided that I should go for maths, and I passed it. So since then, I have been doubting myself whether my choices are right or wrong. And now she is a 42 year old person, and everything is decided by someone else for her in career. So that one thing changed her life. So you should always go back, because there is always a root cause, incident in your past where it must have come from, and try to work on that. For example, I am not confident because I don't speak well. Okay, I don't speak well, what is it? Oh, my English is not good. Then I should ask myself, is it something I can change? Can I work on it? Absolutely. Like, personally speaking, I have worked on my language. I didn't speak English until my graduation. It was only in my graduation and I started talking in English. And I was not quite confident. I had my doubts about myself, that am I pronouncing it right? Is my grammar right? Is my vocabulary right? So, is it something you can work on? Yes, you can. And I did work on it. Now, if I am, you know, thinking I am short in height, oh, that is not in my hand. Then holding on to something which is not in my hand will only and only make me miss on things. So you should figure out what is the root cause and how can I work on it.
Right, and great answer. And so the next question, even as I said that we have received a lot of queries over the registration link we have shared. So one query which was repeating again and again was how to deal with post breakup or after relationship strings. Most of us, we are in an age we face some kind of the issues. So what are your views on it? I have surely seen your post on it, but yeah, I want some of the people to hear as well.
My last Instagram page got hacked, and it had mostly post about this, because every time these were the questions people would ask me.
Yeah.
Every time you don't want to answer, they were like, "Ye lo, post it, dekh lo." But yeah, it is one among the most important challenges we face. Doesn't matter what age we are in, but yes, after 25, after 30, your priorities change. But until then, it is the most important aspect of life. Okay. Now, first of all, never ever invalidate your emotions. In your language, if I say, yeah, it's a casual relationship, it's a situationship, it's a textationship, relationships on text, casual relationships, one night stands, friends with benefits. I don't say any relationship is wrong. It is just that you should know what you are into, and you should let the other person know what I am up to. This is what I want. If you do that, other stress is khatam. Because then the next person has a choice whether they want to be in this or they don't want to be in this. So you don't have that fear or guilt inside of you. Number one. Now, number two, important thing is that our mind likes stability. It likes certainty. So if you can give it a certainty, if you are being with one person, then your mind has, okay, fine, I know where it is going. I don't have to think about it a lot. That is there. Now, if the relationship did not work for XYZ reasons, no. Whether it was a one-sided relationship or a two-sided relationship, pain is almost same. Losing someone, a loved one to death, and having a breakup, pain is same. The process of healing is same. So the number one big no is don't get into another relationship, which we call rebound relationship. No rebound relationships, no rebound sex. You need to first give time to yourself to heal. It's like if you would have fallen down on road and you got your knees hurt, would you start walking next day again, running again? No, you will give yourself time to heal. You will get the strength back. You will eat well, you will rest well, you will, listen to songs, you will watch a movie. The same way, when you had a breakup, first let the pain, let the feeling settle in. Cry, express, talk, but don't get into another relationship. So, no rebound relationships. Then, most important thing would be self care. Take care of yourself, get into exercise, follow a hobby, connect with your friends, talk to your friends, talk about it. Never ever stalk or badmouth the relationship. Even the relationship was there for a month or 2 months, 1 year, 2 years, you have had beautiful moments. And each relationship in your life, be it good or bad, teaches you certain things. It can be patience, it can be something study related, it can be something career related, it can be something about your body, but something you learn out of it. You have cherished the moments. There have been moments where you thought you will have life together. So do not disrespect those moments by bad mouthing them, telling them, that person used to do because हमेशा ताली दो हाथ से बजती है. If the person was abusive, you were being there getting abused. So it's equal responsibility. So do not disrespect the beautiful moments you had. Do not romanticize it. Don't ignore the problems. Don't ignore the situation that you decided to get out of it, and say that, oh my god, that was this, and start feeling a victim. Why did I do it? And he was the right person. Don't do that. I guess there will be certain major things one should not do. And yeah, but take a lot of time until you're not sure to get into another relationship.
Right. So we have received one more question from our team, that how to cope up with the boredom or how to normalize productivity in these tough times, because we all know that online classes are not fun and we are coping up with it. Plus the boredom we face being in this lockdown period, or being unproductive at times.
Um, कौन सा एक्सपेरिमेंट था वो? आई लाइक टोटली forgot. There was an like experiment जहाँ पर वो the apple falls down, no? Like, okay, I forgot. So all I'm saying is that if we don't get bored, we don't get amazing ideas. So it is not bad to get bored. It is okay to get bored, but we have become so occupied with social media and technology and all other things, we have become fidgety. कुछ किए बिना, कुछ करे बिना, कुछ पढ़े बिना, कुछ देखे बिना रहो थोड़ी देर. We are not able to. Last year I had a friend over before pandemic, and she just saw me. I was just lying down on sofa doing nothing. I was not moving my hands or feet also. And she got concerned. She's like, hey, are you okay? I was like, yeah. She's like, what are you doing? I said, looking at ceiling. She's like, why? You can read a book. You can watch something. Are you okay? And I was like, no, it's okay to get bored. It's fine to get bored. It is only when we get bored we can think of something out of the box. So do that. Do that. It's okay to get bored, number one. Now, number two, how can we keep the productivity consistent? If, number one, have short term goals. Very small, small goals, maybe day wise, week wise, month wise, that this is what I have to achieve. Have a routine in your life that every day I'll wake up at this time, I'll sleep at this time, I'll eat 3 meals a day, I'll drink this amount of water. It's very important. Then doing something positive for yourself, something like maybe meditation, maybe connecting with a friend, listening to songs, dancing, but doing something, as I said, it will refuel you. And then getting back to your, if you are a student, you study, if you are working, you work, and if you don't have a job, you upgrade your CV, if you don't have a class, you upgrade your skill, learn something new. Our brain thrives on learning something new. At the age of 33, every birthday I used to gift myself a solo travel, a trip to some new place. But now last birthday bhi aise chala gaya, ye birthday bhi aise hi jayega. So I asked myself, what is something I can learn? I was like, I want to learn Kathak. Now I'm somebody who does not even move her body even in a club. So I have never ever danced, I don't know dancing, I don't move much that way. But yeah, I want to learn Kathak. It is challenging. I don't want to become a Kathak dancer, but my brain will thrive on it. It will be happy, it will release those hormones I need. So learn something new which you have not done before. If you have time, do that. Why wasting your time by just being there and checking social media, हम जैसे लोगों का.
Right, I agree. Yeah, so you guys can surely drop your questions in the live chat as well. Someone from my team will surely send them here as well. Moving on to the next one till then, someone has asked that how to deal with the stress related to family and relatives. Plus, someone is facing issues with the family right now. How to, in this tough times when you can't go out to freshen up your mind, how to deal with that irritation stuff and all.
Okay, one thing is very important, that right now we have to be very considerate. We cannot only and only think about ourselves, but at the same time, we cannot ignore what we need. Okay, that is space. Now, I'm not only talking about physical space, because some of us might have 2 BHK, some of us might have a bigger house, some of us might be in just one studio apartment. So it is not about physical space, it is about not getting into each other's business. That's how you can keep relationships alive and safe at home. Not wanting to know each and everything what is happening. So disconnect yourself at some of the times. Another thing, help your family or ask for help in family chores. It can be simple thing that filling up your own water bottles. It can be simple that making your own bed, so that the pressure is not being on one person. That one person can make everybody's life miserable at home who is being stressed. So de-stress each other. Maybe ask your family to get into a routine of exercising with you, or maybe playing a game or some de-stressing activity, whatever, cooking, cleaning, whatever you guys can do together, but do it together. And very important thing is that communication. Express yourself. If you are not feeling like talking, don't just close your door, because your parents get angry. So just go and tell them that I am not feeling up to it. I'm just going to take a break. I'm going to close my room. So, I hope that's okay with you. Now, another thing, don't just randomly go and talk to people in family. Know when to talk. For example, if somebody comes from outside to my home, I never question the person. Why? For XYZ reasons. One, the person is already anxious. What if I have caught the infection? Number one. Number two, it is quite warm outside. The person might be stressed. Number three, the person might be thirsty. The person might be physically tired. Now, at that time, if I ask the question, did you do this? Did you do that? Why did you not pick up my call? There is a possibility of having a fight. So that time, don't ask questions. Just ulta offer. Shall I get you some water? Shall I put on the AC for you? Shall I put on the fan for you? Or खाना लगा दूं क्या? उस टाइम पे शांति. But we don't do that. The minute somebody comes from the shop and we're like, वो लाया, ये लाया, and the person is like, फिर खुद जाके ले आते. And which is natural. Anybody would do that, which is okay. I would also do that. So just see, when are you asking the question, when are you wanting to have a conversation. See other person's perspective also, until and unless it is not some do and die situation. But just try to have patience, consideration, empathy for yourself and for others.
All right, an amazing answer. I feel that we have surely have some questions over the YouTube chat. If someone from my team can send them here, it would be really great. I'm not able to see. Yeah. All right. So moving on, how to deal with failure? This is the question. I know you come across multiple, but the people here also want to know how to deal with failures, how to conquer with that.
मुझे एक भी ऐसा कोई बड़ा आदमी बता दो भी दुनिया में जो फेल नहीं हुआ है. So understand, doesn't matter how much it has been put in your mind from by your parents, by your teachers, by the society, that failing is not good. Trust me, failing is very important in life. If you don't fail in studies, if you don't fail in jobs, if you don't fail in relationships, you don't grow as a person. Just imagine somebody who has just been like, passing, getting the same job, getting the person he wants to marry, having the children of his liking, having the bank balance. Oh my God, the life will be so sad. And trust me, I do have such people in my sessions, like 48, 53, 52 age. And then they're like, I have everything. I have been a best employee. I've been a best father. I've been best this, best that. But I am not happy. Because they haven't explored other arts. They've just followed the rat race. It is okay to fail. Tell yourself that it is okay to fail. But it is not okay to keep failing in the same thing again and again. It is all right to make mistakes because you learn from your mistakes. But don't repeat the same mistakes. That is what it is. Another thing could be like, one would be the self-talk. You can have a self-talk. Second, you can write down the thing you failed in. Failed in relationship, failed in studies, failed in job interview, failed in something, some competition. Sit down and write it down on a pen, and take a pen and paper, write it down, that how did it happen and what can I improve on, what is there that I need to work on myself because of which I failed, and you can work on that. Third thing, again, I would say, be mindful. Practice mindfulness on everyday basis. What is being mindful? Being mindful means being in the present, then and there. I am writing, matlab I am writing. I'm talking to you, matlab I'm talking to you. I'm doing something else, I'm doing that. So try to bring your focus to your breath first if you want to practice mindfulness. Then try to focus every time. For example, I'm talking to Brigu and my attention is going somewhere. I will tell myself, importance is here, talk here. Keep reminding you, so don't zone out. You will see that you will become mindful. When you're driving, praise the drive. When you are watching something, praise it. Just be that person. And you will see that failure, one, definitely it will reduce if you are failing a lot. Second, when you work out, when you figure out the root cause of failure, you can definitely then work on it, get better at it, what you want to do. And third would be like, you will stay calm.
All right. So Arushi has, I guess, copied this question from chat. Do feelings of anxiety or discomfort around others bother you? Bother you or means bother one? Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing is, I'll talk about anxiety. So most of the times we are not anxious because of our own problems. Most of the times we are anxious how others are feeling around me. For example, my mother is being angry at something. Now I continuously look at her and see her angry. I'm like, what is she angry about? What is she going to do? And that makes me anxious. So most of the times it is not my issue I'm anxious about, but it is how other people are responding or acting I am being anxious about. So it's very important first understand what are you being anxious about, and what this person has asked, that does it make you comfortable? So it shouldn't, because it is not you. As long as they are not getting into your space and telling you that it is your fault, you did not do this, you are not being accused, you are not being alleged, you are not being involved in this situation, why should you worry about it? For example, mom and dad fighting. As long as they don't call on me and they don't pick up my topic or they don't ask me come and be part of it, I should not get anxious. Their fight, let them have a fight, let them have an argument about it. So I guess we should not, but we do get. That is where you need to tell yourself, stop thinking that you are the center of universe. You are not. You are a minuscule, you are somewhere here, so please, you're not so important. Everything is not about you. People do have their own issues, so you better pay attention to your own issues. Yeah.
Right. So we have a question related to this only, I guess. What if your parents are the real cause of your trauma? How to deal with it?
I know, and it is not something new. It is not something new. I hear. If I see 7 clients a day, out of 7 clients, 4 clients will have a similar issues. Remember that when we are born, they are the primary caretakers. So half of our problems come from there. So as much as I want to say no, it does not, but it does. Now we have to understand one thing. Did your mother or father knew science and did not teach you or help you in science subject? I'm just giving an example. If they did not help you in studying science, that means they did not know how to teach science. What they knew, that is what they would give you. So if they knew only trauma, that is what they passed on. If they knew love, they would have passed on love. Nobody does it, mostly 99%, intentionally. They don't want to hurt you, but they are hurt. That is what they pass on to you. Now what is it? After 13 to 18 years ke age mein, we can decide. If I have identified my cause of my trauma is my parents, I can work on myself. So, dude, you are not here to be dependent on them or accuse or blame them for the rest of the life. If they did not know how to give you good parenting, but at the same time they gave you a good school, good education, access to internet unknowingly, but they gave you, so work on yourself, choose to work on yourself, stop blaming them now. Because I swear it and I really mean it, if they knew it, they would have given you. They knew that it is important to send our children to school. थप्पड़ मार के जूता मार के गाली दे के, but they sent you to school because that is what they knew. They knew कि दिवाली पे शॉपिंग करानी है, सुना सुना के बट शॉपिंग कराई. If they knew how to take care of you, they would have definitely done it. They did not know it. They did not know it. Yes, parents should know, and we should have children only when we know how to be a parent. But that is not that they were not taught that. So we, rather than blaming them, now take the charge of your life and start working on yourself. You will heal from it. There is nothing, as I said, you're not born with it. So if you're not born with it, you will not carry it for the rest of life. You have learned a behavior, you can unlearn it. It's an injury, you can heal. It's a trauma you can heal from. You are not born with it, so you will not carry it for the rest of the life.
Right. So moving on, someone has asked how to deal with overthinking issues during these tough times.
फर्स्ट, पहले तो ड्यूरिंग दिस टफ टाइम क्या लगा रखा है? इससे पहले क्या हम ओवरथिंक नहीं करते थे? इससे पहले हमारे ब्रेकअप्स नहीं होते थे? इससे पहले हम घर में लड़ाइयाँ नहीं करते थे? सब कुछ लोगों ने पैंडेमिक पे डाल दिया है. Like people are like, because of pandemic, because I'm like, dude, you felt lonely before also, you were sad before also, you were upset, you were angry before also, but अब बस बहाना मिल गया तुम्हें. अच्छा ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं, as long as people are asking it. So yeah, so what you have to do first, figure out what are you overthinking. There would be something you're overthinking about. Second, our mind is like our thoughts are like human beings, very egoistic. बार बार आते रहेंगे जब तक आप उनको रिजॉल्व नहीं करोगे. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आई हैव टू हैड अ टॉक विद अ फ्रेंड. आई डोंट लाइक हाउ माई फ्रेंड बिहेव्ड. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आरुषि ने मुझे कुछ बोला, मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगा, बट मैंने आरुषि को बोला नहीं, तो आई कीप थिंकिंग अबाउट इट कि आरुषि ने ऐसे बोला, फिर ऐसे बोला, फिर मुझे ऐसा लगा, फिर उसने क्यों बोला. सो आई ओवर थिंक अबाउट इट. सो द फर्स्ट थिंग शुड बी, आई शुड गो एंड टॉक टू आरुषि that I felt this, you said this, you might have not meant it, but this is what I felt. Did you? So have a clarification. Now if I don't have that strength, that वो वैसे guts नहीं है कि I will go and ask her directly, then I should write it down on a paper. That she said this, I said this, she said this, I said this, I felt this, I am feeling this, and then rationalize it. Why writing and why am I insisting on pen and paper? Because writing is a left brain activity, and our brain, left hand side का brain जो है वो होता है rational, logical, analytical. उसमें कोई बुलशिट नहीं होता. हमारा जो राइट ब्रेन होता है वो होता है इमोशनल, intuitive, all emotions, feelings and all. So what you're feeling it in the right brain. So when you write it down, वो पास होता है लेफ्ट में. तो लेफ्ट आपको सारा लॉजिक, रीजन, एनालिसिस देता है. ऐसा क्यों हो सकता है, क्या हो सकता है, the things you did not see then you might start reflecting on. So half of the tension is going away. So overthinking is a very dangerous thing. People can get stuck in loop. You cannot sleep, you cannot eat. So it's very important to get it out of your mind. So write it down, figure out what you're overthinking about. Then if it is impossible for you to get up, meditate. Meditation helps. And drink lots of water and pee. बहुत सारा पानी पियो और सुसु करो. And it really helps. I'm not joking, but you are removing the toxins from your body. I'm saying it in a funny way so that it becomes interested, but there are scientific researches behind all these things. जैसे हमारी body के लिए physical food is important to grow strength and all, our brain lives on water, liquids we take. More water you drink, it's not only your kidneys are like in good health, your skin glows and you have all other things. No, your brain stays fresh, it stays healthier. Then you don't have that brain fog जो हमें चीजें अभी याद था बाद में याद नहीं है, memory problems है, stress related. So you get relaxed. So drink lots of water. Yeah.
All right. So we have a question from Ishita Chabra. Most of the time, root cause of our sadness and disappointment is our own expectations. But how to reduce those expectations, especially from our loved ones?
By being rational, by being practical, by thinking that, as I said, I'm not the center of the universe. My parents' life doesn't have to run only for me. My siblings' life is not only for me. They have their own life. हम हर कोई यहाँ पर एक पर्पस के साथ आते हैं. My purpose would be different. आरुषि का अलग है, नुसरत का अलग है, आपका अलग है, सबका अलग अलग है. Right? So how can I think that Arushi is also there for me, Nusrat is there for me, Bhrigu is there for me, everybody is there for me, and if they are not there, I am very hurt. अगर ऊपर वाले को मुझे पैक में या पैर में बनाना होता, वो मुझे भेजता भी पैर में. But we are sent alone and we die alone. It's a very practicality of life जो हमें कोई नहीं सिखाता है. But in between all these people are there, but they have their own journey also. हम अपने parents पे बहुत गुस्सा रहते हैं, especially until 35-40 years के age तक हम बहुत गुस्सा रहते हैं. You did not do this, because we look at them only through a lens of being a parent. Nothing else, as if they have no other life. They are not professionals, they are not daughters, they are not friends, they are not lovers, they are not nothing else. They are just my parents. They have to be very balanced people. But we forget that they are just like any other human being who's flawed, who's anxious, who makes wrong decisions, who does not know how to express him or herself. So if you stop looking at people only as your relatives, be it your friend, your teacher, your loved one, and you start looking at them for the person they are. For example, I really love my brother and my brother loves me a lot. But that does not mean that he gives me his 24/7. Or whenever I call him, he picks up my call. He might be in his business meeting. He might be with his girlfriend. He might be doing something important. He might be exercising. So when you start accepting people for who they are rather than what they are to you, it gets easier. Expectations lower.
All right. So Drishti Kumar has asked how to stop regretting about past. And we have a related question to it as well. How to help someone from getting over a stupid incident in the past. So these are the...
Okay, first of all, never ever call any emotion or incident stupid. For example, I am 13 years old. मेरा pencil box खो गया. But 13 years की age में that pencil box is one of the important part of my life. It is almost everything to me. It must have been given by my mother. It might have my favorite cartoon on it. It might be expensive. At 13 years, it is very important to me. Maybe to 23 years, when I look back, I'm like, how silly. But I have to look at it from the perspective of that 13-year-old girl. So, no feeling is ever stupid. No incident is ever stupid. Just look at it from the perspective of when you are looking at it, when you felt it. So, first of all, validate your emotions. When you validate something, जब मैं बोलूँगी, for example, कि ये पेन काम नहीं कर रहा है, तभी तो मैं पेन बदलूंगी. जब मैं मानूंगी नहीं पेन काम नहीं कर रहा तो हाउ वुड आई चेंज माई पेन आई वुड नॉट चेंज इट आई वुड कीप इट सो आई फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इज द एक्सेप्टेंस that I accept that there is a problem in this pen. This pen is broken, this pen is not working, this pen has something. Then I will work on letting go of this pen. So we call it let go and release. So first, validate, accept, and then let go. If you are able to do that, you will be able to let go of the past also. And then self talk is very important. Talking to yourself and telling yourself, for example, why do I ask people to have self talk is that is because agar main abhi I wore a dress and I asked Himanshu, how do I look? And he says that, oh, it doesn't look good on you. You don't look good in this dress. So it hurts me. He's an external person. He's not part of my own body. And he told me, I felt bad. Now, when I look in the mirror and I tell myself, you don't look good in this. तुम पे ऐसे ड्रेसेस अच्छे नहीं लगते. तुम बहुत मोटी हो. तुम सांवली. तुम छोटी हो. Just imagine what did I do to myself. Himanshu being the outsider hurt me so much. I being the insider, how much would have I hurt myself? So that's why self-talk is very important. Have you talked to yourself? So tell yourself that it was past and I still have a long way to go. Do I want to get stuck here and be here, or do I want to move on? You will get an answer and you will work on that. Then you will find resources to move on.
Right. So, Nusrat, there's a question, I guess, he has copied from the chat box as well. How to love your own self and accept your own body and personality?
Yes, that's what I just said. That one would be self-talk. Second would be wear what you like. See, the thing is, like, if I am overweight, if I have those extra pounds and tires and flabs and I'm not toned, if it is because I am doing everything, I am exercising, I am working on my diet, I'm sleeping well, I am healthy, and still the problem is that then you have all the right in the universe to crib, to punish yourself, to blame yourself. But if you're doing none of it and then saying I'm not looking good, then you are the loser here, because you did nothing for it and you want everything to be sorted. It is not going to happen. So first of all, ask yourself, what is it that I don't like about myself? Can I change that? Is it changeable? Oh, I talk people behind people's back. Okay, can I change that? I can absolutely change that. Okay, I don't look good in this color. So can I change that? I can definitely change that. Certain things ask you, is it changeable? It is in your hand. Is it possible? Then work on it. If it is not possible, then you think that what are you obsessing about? Something which is not in your control at all. Why are you obsessing about something like that? So that's how you can. And I guess when we know that we have flaws and we are not working on them, we start disliking ourselves. But if you start working on them, you will not dislike yourself. And second, stay away from the people who continuously criticize you. Have nice boundaries, have healthy boundaries, tell people what is it. It is not cute if you are overweight and people call you Golu, Motu. It is not cute. It might sound cute to you, but the person who is being called Golu and Motu, they might laugh about it, but it is their coping mechanism. They actually don't like it. And I have so many clients, when you go into their childhood and they say, I didn't like it when people called me fat, fatty, fatu. It was cute for them, but it was not cute for me. So it is not make fun. And if you're so cute, you like a panda. No. You should tell people it is called body shaming. So please stay away. Yeah.
Right. So next up, when shall we seek for a professional help? Sometimes a person is unable to make a difference between what's mental illness and what is a mere emotion.
See, as I said, any kind of emotion which gets overwhelming and which hampers your day to day activity, which is, you know, that my productivity is decreasing, you know, that I'm not sleeping well, you know, that I'm overthinking about it continuously, you know, that it is affecting my physical health, and it has been there for more than a week. Maybe first you try to resolve it by yourself, try to figure out where is it stemming from, and you talk to a friend, you talk to a family member. But if that is not happening, reach out to a professional. It is all right if we have headache. First day we take paracetamol, second day we take paracetamol, third day we sleep and take paracetamol, but fourth day then we go to the doctor, neurologist or physician, that, you know, I have headaches. So that's how it works. So first try to work on it. If it doesn't get resolved, then you will have to see the professional.
All right. So you guys can keep on dropping your questions in the chat box, and we'll surely try to take as much as of them possible. We surely have, I guess, 15 to 20 more minutes, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. So someone from the chat box can please copy and paste the questions for me here. You can ask in the chat
Okay,
box,
there's a
guys.
question. What if a friend doesn't want to talk or says everything is fine when you're pretty sure it is not? Okay, so then you should respect it. If the person is saying it is fine when it is not, then you can't do anything about it. You can just let the person know that, hey, I am here in case if you feel like talking anytime. You know, just give them that space. Leave them with that space, that it is all right. You are safe with me. Whenever you feel like talking, I'm not pushing you, but I am here. I am sure the person will reach out to you. Sometimes they don't want to share it. Maybe they feel that you might judge them or you might not give them space. You know, sometimes when we have sessions, a client doesn't say anything at all in the session, stays quiet. I just let the client know. I just let the client know that I am here, and you can start talking whenever you feel like it. And my dog says yes, 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 yes. I agree. Yeah, Mishku, Mishku, you agree? Come here.
We've surely seen some pictures of him, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, we have surely seen her pictures. Right.
Yeah,
So,
she's a very pretty girl. Come here. Wait. She ran out.
all right. So, I guess if I'm not wrong, Kushi is asking how to deal with suicidal thoughts.
Okay, it's a very serious topic, suicide and suicide ideation. Again, I would say suicidal thoughts do not come overnight. I have been someone who has attempted suicide 3 times in my life. So I know it does not happen overnight, and yes, it is not attention seeking. It is a cry for help, but it is not attention seeking. What people think, that you create a drama, so it is not. So, if you are getting suicidal thoughts, that means you have been depressed for a long time. There have been issues going on in your life for a long time. Reach out for help. Talk to somebody you can. Share the things. Don't just focus on why am I getting suicidal thoughts, but it's like unwrap it. There are stressors inside, there are a lot of emotions which have um, you know it's like somewhere you feel like a misfit, that I don't fit here. So there are lots of things. So talk to someone about it, write it out, talk it out, reach to a professional, but work on it. Okay, it is not something you cannot. As I said, you know, I still have marks on my wrist. That is one of the attempts, but all I can tell you is that that was long time ago, and one can definitely overcome it. You just have to try it. I am sure if there is a problem, there is a solution. There is not a single thing on this earth which does not have a solution. Everything has a solution. So reach out, ask for help, and try to resolve it rather than getting stuck into it. It is difficult, but it is not impossible.
Right. So Tanu Sharma has a question. I'm not able to control my anger issues in these days. What should I do?
What issues?
Anger issues.
Anger issues. Oh, anger is, yes, it is like automatically it is very natural to feel frustrated and angry right now. Okay, so you have to understand how it works. It's like a triangle. Okay, I'm just making it with my fingers. So it's like a triangle. How I think, that's how I behave. No, sorry, how I think, that's how I feel. How I feel, that's how I behave. For example, if I tell myself that I'm stuck at home, I don't have a choice, how am I going to feel about it? Angry, frustrated, trapped. And if I feel angry, frustrated, trapped, how do I behave? I shout at people, or I withdraw from people, I break things, I fight with people. So that is going to be my behavior. But if I tell myself that I want to be home right now because outside it is not safe, going to hostel, going to college, meeting someone is not safe. So what did you do? You start feeling responsible, you start feeling in charge. If you feel responsible and in charge, what are you going to do? You're going to take control of your life, you're going to exercise, you're going to eat healthy, you're going to ignore people's comments. So it is all about how you change your thoughts. Can you control your thoughts? You can't. But can you change your thoughts? Yes. Can you again stop your thoughts? No. Can you reduce the number of thoughts? Yes. So how can you reduce it? You can reduce it by getting it out of on the paper. Number one, write it down, what are the thoughts. Number two, meditate. Meditation reduces the frequency of thoughts and number of thoughts. Also, why do I ask, why when I say writing, it's called distraction sheet. So I always, like right now when I'm talking to you guys, I still have a pen and paper in my hand here. So in case I remember, मैंने उस email का जवाब नहीं दिया, so without changing my eye contact or anything, I will write it on the email reply. That's it. So that this thought goes away now. It doesn't keep bothering me. Did you answer? Did you answer? And my conversation with you gets hampered. So I just put it out. So like this, whenever you are angry or whenever you're losing your control, ask yourself, what is it? There might be surface issues, but there might be deeper, real issues. We call them real issues. Presenting could be different, but real could be different. Presenting could be, for example, मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगता लोग जैसे घर वाले मेरे से जैसे बात करते, मुझे बहुत गुस्सा आता है. बट जब आप अंदर जाते हो, आपको पता चलता है, ओ आई एम नॉट एबल टू मीट माई बॉयफ्रेंड एंड आई थिंक ही इज नॉट गिविंग मी द अटेंशन ही शुड हैव. दैट्स व्हाई I am actually angry about. So real issue कुछ अलग ही निकलता है. So try to tap into the real issue कि what is it that I actually feel angry about. Again, do breathing exercises. So when you breathe, your anger goes down. If you can do gardening or plant a plant, do that. Soil again takes out your anger, and drink lots of water.
Right. Such an amazing explanation for sure. We have some parents here as well. Akriti Gupta is asking how to balance our relations or how to maintain a good relation with a teenage daughter.
Okay, number one, whenever you talk to your children, sit by their side and not stand. Okay, so parents try to do this, that children are sitting or they are standing. Never ever do that. If you want to have a good communication with your child, always sit beside them, next to them. Sit them and then turn towards them and have a eye contact and talk. Don't try to talk as if, that way their soul, their inner self, their ego feels respected, that I am given equal importance. So that would be something. Second, have communication. Very, very important is communication. You can tell your child what is acceptable by you and what is not. Express your desires and needs. We don't do that, and then we keep tokifying our children. ये क्यों किया, वो क्यों किया, पहले ही बोल दो what is not. For example, I will tell you. So I had a client and it was a family for family therapy. So they were basically from Kerala, but they lived in Bangalore. But now, from Kerala, living in Bangalore, where the girl went to Mount Carmel College, and college is quite advanced, and they would not let her wear crop tops. The question was there. But the thing was, like, they never told her what is acceptable and what is not. They first sent her to a good school where it was all advanced, then sent her to college, then expected her to understand on her own not to wear a crop top because it does not go well with their culture. So you might have to have a communication that what is acceptable to you and what is not. Second, if you want your child not to do something, then you should keep them away from that exposure also. Don't push the child in that exposure and then try to pull them back. It gets very difficult for the child. And already teenage is something where people are figuring out their life. People are like, what is good for me? What do I do? They're very conscious about their physicality. How do they look? How do they talk? So don't add pressure on them, and give lots and lots of positive compliments. If they make a mistake, talk to them about it, but don't keep repeating, you did that, that's why I'm saying this, you did that, that's no. Just keep appreciating the positives. Positive reinforcement really works. Include them in your life. Share your life also, rather than cribbing about your life. Share your life. They also feel included, that my mother and father think I am responsible enough to be in the house decision. That's very important. And make one thing very clear, and you all should also do this: have independence. Always keep one thing in mind, that, and I'm not saying because of pandemic, I'm just saying normally also, we don't know who is going to live how much. So don't be so much dependent on your parent that tomorrow, God forbid, if they leave, you don't know how to make your toast, you don't know how to do your clothes, you don't know how to spend your own money. So yeah, teach your child that, and we should also learn that.
Next up, I guess Arushi has herself asked this question. Overthinking doesn't let us sleep, so what should we do to at least have a good nap? She was the one who was tensed the most before this webinar.
Okay, okay. Yes. So first of all, don't sit in your bed and work from your bed. Never ever sit in the same bed where sleep in the same place where you work from. Always your work and your sleeping place should be different. Don't ever have arguments from you out of your bed. If you're having a love fight, get out of your bed. Don't sit in your bed. Because our body and our mind has amazing memory. बहुत अच्छी मेमोरी होती है. इतनी अच्छी मेमोरी होती है कि अगर आपको एक विंटर में चोट लगती है, अगले विंटर में उस जगह पे फिर से दर्द होता है. And people say, ठंड आ गई वापस दर्द हो गया. No, your body remembers the pain and you have not paid attention to it. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, स्प्रेन आ गया मेरा अभी अक्टूबर में, एंड मैंने उसको ऊपर ऊपर से किया, हाँ हाँ ठीक हो जाएगा, स्प्रे कर दिया, अच्छे से ख्याल नहीं रखा, 10 दिन के बाद फिर से हील पहनना शुरू कर दिया, एंड आई फील ओके, आई हैव नो प्रॉब्लम. बट नेक्स्ट अक्टूबर में इट विल अगेन स्टार्ट एकिंग, because it is the same weather, same smell, same flowers, same look. Your body remembers it. So same way, if you're having fights or watching TV or doing something out of your bed, your body remembers it, your mind remembers. So your mind is very confused. Is this place for sleeping, or is this place for working or having fights or watching TV? So give your mind a certainty that this place, when you crash on this bed, you only sleep. So that would be something you should be doing. Second, before going off to bed, around, I don't ask a lot, but 10 to 15 minutes ka screen off. Put your phone away, put your screens away. Don't keep looking at the screen or reading or watching something and think I will go off to sleep. That sleep will be only out of tiredness. Your eyes get tired and you sleep off. It is not good sleep. So keep the screens away. If you want to read a book maybe, but no screen. Third, if you don't get sleep in the same bed, don't toss and turn. Get out of the bed. Take a walk, lie down on a sofa, don't drink water in the night. Do something else. Maybe light a scented candle, put on some light music, and then then after a while go off to bed. So I guess we call it sleep hygiene. So if you do that, wash your feet before going off to sleep. That also gives good sleep. And yeah, they should do. Try this, and Arushi, then let me know.
I guess these will surely help you, Arushi. And yeah, so we will just taking few more questions. It's 6 already, so you guys can keep on dropping them in the chat box. We have one here already. How to regain confidence when you lose your inner self? Nishika is asking this.
Okay. You don't lose your inner self and then lose confidence. You lose confidence and then lose your inner self. So work on the confidence and you will again start regaining your inner self. It's like लोग मेरे को कहते हैं कि how do I motivate myself to do something? Okay. We don't get motivated and do action. We do action and get motivated. So you have to start doing something, then automatically motivation comes. The same thing, if you start working where you lost the confidence, you will again start gaining that inner self back. And trust me, as I said, all these questions, it doesn't happen overnight. There's a reason, there's a big reason, there's a big history, years of feelings you have been suppressing. Just because आपका भी ब्रेकअप हुआ है उस वजह से नहीं हुआ है ये. उस ब्रेकअप की वजह से आपने फील क्या किया है? रिजेक्शन. वापस जाओ, रिजेक्शन और किस चीज में फील किया है? ओ व्हेन आई टोल्ड माय मॉम that I want to do this and she said no. क्यों? Because she thought I'm not wise enough. How did you feel? Rejected. और कहाँ किया? Go back. When my teacher, I gave her the project, she did not like it. How did you feel? Rejected. So this rejection has been there for a long time and now it is just coming out. So all these emotions do not happen overnight. Yeah.
All right. So just taking one last from my side. Let's see the chat allows us or not. So one question which has been asked repeatedly is how to deal with procrastination.
How to deal with procrastination? Number one, take it one step at a time. Don't try to do everything at the same time. Make a list of things. For example, एक task है, मुझे presentation बनाना. Presentation, क्योंकि I have right now a client who used to procrastinate so much, but we have come to a good place right now and he does his presentations on time. So I would say a lot about presentations. So वो presentation बनाना. Presentation के लिए मुझे क्या चाहिए? Content चाहिए. Okay, पहले content ready किया. दूसरा क्या चाहिए? Graphics चाहिए. ठीक है, graphics और एक folder में ready किए. And तीसरा क्या चाहिए मुझे फिर design चाहिए, तो design निकाल लो. So it's like once you make it and then you let go of it, then you say to yourself that it's okay if I make a mistake, the teacher is going to correct it and send it back to me or something like that. Get the feedback. But if you keep procrastinating and not doing it and you are not taking one step at a time, फिर end में कुछ नहीं हो पाता है. So tell yourself one step at a time. Second, do a lot of self-care in between. For example, have a glass of juice, have a sip of coffee, and reward yourself that if I am able to do this in this amount of time, I will watch this. Reward yourself and your mind will start looking for that. I guess that's how you can work on it. And plus, अगर आप फिर भी procrastinate कर रहे हो, ask yourself, are you procrastinating because you don't like it? Are you procrastinating because basically आपका interest ही नहीं है उस चीज में? Sometimes we procrastinate because you don't like it. I had a client and he used to procrastinate in his office work a lot. And we figured it out even after working in that company for a long time and in that job for 7 years. He did not appreciate that job. He did not like it. It was not his interest. So he somehow wanted to get fired so that he would say, I did not leave it, I got fired. Parents ka pressure tha. So he was waiting for that. That's why he was procrastinating. So ask yourself, why are you procrastinating?
All right. So Nusrat, if you can copy the remaining questions from the chat box, or we are done. Is there any pending questions we can take?
I guess we are done because I have a meeting to attend.
All right. So without wasting much time, thanks a lot for being here. It was surely an insightful and amazing session. It was great to have you here, ma'am. And thanks a lot on the behalf of CDF DSC chapter. It was a privilege too.
Thank you so much, guys. It was wonderful. Thank you so much and wishing you all the best. And if I can do anything, you can get in touch with me in my DMs on Instagram and I will try to help as much as I can.